Okay. Dear God, thank you so much for the wonderful parents you provided Angie. But Lord, I pray that I can show her the kind of love that she found in her parents, Lord God. I pray that her parents' ceiling would be me and Angie's floor, that we can build on the legacy that both these parents left for Angie.
Well, the reason we're here is I'm going to be proposing to my girlfriend, Angie Hoy, and I want to tell our story, tell her story, and I'm excited to just spend the rest of my life with her. So we met on Hinge, shout out to the app world. After one date with coffee, I was like, wow, this girl is super, super positive, happy, uplifting. I was like, both of us were like, all right, this is legit, this is for real. Angie lost her parents within the last 5 years, both of them within the last 5 years.
I remember my mom looking at me and she just said, I have some bad news, and I instantly kind of knew what she was gonna say. And so she was diagnosed with glioblastoma, stage 4 brain cancer. And at that point, I just remember feeling really alone. And my dad called me home, and I just looked him right in the eye, and his eyes just told the story. And I just remember breaking down and crying in his arms, and he's like, I'm sorry, she passed away an hour ago. And I just remember being so mad that I couldn't be there with her. I always told all of my friends, if my dad were to die, that would just be my worst nightmare, because both of my parents would be gone. December 4th of 2018, he went to the grocery store to pick up his prescription, and then he went to the gas station to fill his car tank, and he went into cardiac arrest. I just felt like my whole world came crashing down.
I don't believe the person that I know, the happy, uplifting, positive person, went through this. And in my opinion, the only way she got through that was through Jesus. And that's what oozes out of her constantly, and that's what really attracted me to her.
And I think a lot of people, they'll look at me and they're like, wow, you're so strong, you've been through so much, how do you do it? And my first response is, God, because without him, there's no way.
A while ago, I was like, hey, since your parents aren't around, do you want me to ask for permission from anybody? And she kind of said, yeah, I'd like you to ask my parents permission still, just write them a letter. Angie loves letters. That's one thing that's been a constant in our relationship. When she actually wrote a letter to me, the very first one, it was like, this is how I feel about you. I wrote a letter to her that said I love her.
I also write poetry specifically for their birthdays and their death anniversaries, but it makes me feel happy because my parents always loved to read my letters and read my poetry prior to their passing.
I wanted to make it as special, really special, by visiting their graves and reading it to them at their gravesite.
I've had the privilege of dating your daughter for the past 7 months, and these have been the best months of my life. While I know we have never met, the impact you have made on my life is significant. Your daughter is the most precious soul I have ever come in contact with. She has the biggest heart, and she makes a profound impression on everyone she meets. Seriously, everyone who meets Angie falls in love with her. I know this is unconventional because I never met you, but your essence is on Angie all the time, so I want to ask, can I have your permission to ask for Angie's hand in marriage? I promise to continue the legacy that you started. I promise to treat her like the angel she is. I promise to never leave her or forsake her. I promise to love her no matter what. I want to continue to show her the love that she experienced through her earthly father, you. And most of all, I wanted to show her the kind of love that her Heavenly Father has showed her. To be Angie's husband would be the biggest privilege I would ever consider this side of heaven. I love Angie with all of my heart, and I can't wait to continue loving her the rest of my life. Love, Ben.
Angie, I love you. That's number one. And number two, you are worth so much. Your worth is incredible, and I see your worth, and that's why I want to be with you. And I cannot wait to be with you for the rest of my life.